Here I am at the end of day 3 in Lucca in the noisy area used by Narrativa and a few other game companies in the Palace Hotel in the Old Town and full of interesting old things. And the day has been long with me in this stationed spot that I built sort of with a fortress of cameras and tripods and microphones and things with 45-minute consulting sessions, one after the other, including Blood Red Blossoms, which I talked about before. And then there's been a game of Trollbabe, something which I haven't done for a long time and is always rewarding, especially in this environment with somebody who's not familiar with the game at all, and you just kind of see all the passion kind of bubble up, and you kind of don't even turn to somebody and see what they're going to do when they're already saying, and I go, and I do, and this happens because I'm on it. And so I am kind of juiced from the Trollbabe experience. Number of other incidental events, but it has been the focused, all about play and play con day, which I hope to have captured most of on camera. The room got noisier and noisier and noisier as the time went on, even though I tried to find the quietest possible spot in this general area, and did what I could. News, fascinating things, fancy insights, stuff like that. Aside from continuing with the interesting topics that got broached, especially yesterday, some of those conversations continued and only continue to beg for public discussion in the Adept Play seminar context. I'd like to talk now a little bit about play of Trollbabe, because ultimately it's a game about actions taken, things to be acted upon, and I especially want to focus on the solidity of the prepared material. Trollbabe is one of my more throw it in and make it up stuff as you go. Not as much, certainly, as some of the sort of middle phase games. It was a mutual decision and Shahida and things like that. But it certainly has a great deal more, well, they go there and what's there. Well, gee, this is what here is here kind of aspect to it. And especially with the player saying, I go to the, and in many cases, a certain amount of invention is involved in that. So, to what extent is Trollbabe a make it up, throw it in, make it up, throw it in, I go here, oh, well, the important thing is here, and it goes like this. And how much of it is that grommet laying track process that I talked about in those videos a bit back? Well, my call is that it falls very firmly on the other side of the line. I've begun to articulate it fairly carefully that on the one side you have no preparation, or very little, or to very small degrees, and the focus is on control. So that whatever the players do, you're still in control in terms of developing plot. On the other hand, you've got all preparation, no control. And as with the no preparation, but or to some small degrees, this is all preparation, but also with some nuances of degree, so that things can be made up on the inside of the process. But since you have certain things prepped and they are there and they are solid in your mind as do this and it goes. This is the case and it goes. And you look at those relationship maps, the kind of small kinship maps that you've got in Trollbabe. You've got a few other highly fixed phenomena in Trollbabe that are the way they are. And you have the stakes in each adventure. There is one person or thing, usually person, and two potential end states for them. Interestingly enough, play doesn't have to drive toward resolving that as a conflict. Sometimes the chain of conflicts and the events of play totally are about many other things, but in which case you can always look over there at the stakes and say, what is fair to occur? Is it now settled fictionally that it's going to happen like this, one or the other, and in whatever context may have occurred for those? If you're not looking like you're answering that question even by default, simply by not addressing it, so given everything else, it's going to go this way, then you need to get to it. But if you do look at it and you say, oh, well, this is fair to resolve on this side of things, even though we've never even really, rolled the dice on that, then that's good enough. You've got a thing there. That thing is either being worked toward working out or working away from having worked out, period. And that is the linchpin of the developing plot. Any degree of improvisation, the famous relationships, who gets to be a relationship and who doesn't, the names list. I just have a names list to grab from when someone says the blacksmith, and I say, aha, well, Oscar the blacksmith, and stuff like that. All of those serve to keep those powerful prep points in their active roles. So, therefore, again, on the one hand, no or little preparation, all the control. No or little, or really no control, and all preparation, even though that preparation can be laser-like in specific things rather than utterly complete in the sense of locking down every last little detail of what's there. But as long as there is that preparation with that powerful role. So those are sort of the two opposed models. I don't think there's a gray area. And I'll be discussing that tomorrow in my workshop called The Plot Thickens.